Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 7, 9. Raisins. Okay. Hello? Hello, chat? You down bad now? You all the way down bad? Well, not quite yet. I haven't figured it out yet. But, you know, we'll get back. We'll get back. Welcome back. We're gonna be rising. We'll be rising it up as usual. And I'm honestly really excited because we're getting to the really fun part of the game. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Adele. I'm really happy with it. Sherry did an amazing job. Her VGen is in the description. She's still open for commissions, so if anybody's interested, now please do try checking her out. She is absolutely lovely and great to work with. Alrighty, I'm back. We've got all the basic necessities, which means, and we have the basic progression, meaning we'll be able to finally build a proper home. Very excited. There's a lot of cool stuff. Oh. Game volume too high, okay. Is this better? Is this improved, or should I turn it down a bit more? Castle production dominance. Well, that's a bit hard. I'm actually at max volume already. Oh, okay, good. I could try pulling the mic a bit closer, like that. Maybe that helps some. So today's gonna be a lot of non-combat, most likely. Because we have the ability to build properly, and I want to take full advantage of that. Especially because we got the grinder. I will still try going after a few bosses, like Lydia, when nighttime comes, but most of the time I do want to spend gathering resources. Actually, enough to make another piece, I think. What are we missing? Only the boots. Can we make the boots? We can make the boots. And then the question is, what do I want to make for my advanced? Because I do think that attack speed is kind of still the sort of the best. Alrighty, let's see. Lydia. She's somewhere around here. Here's one of the other big benefits of being on a cliff like this. You can shortcut jump your way there. Ooh, there's a lot of hides. Very nice. The hunt will begin momentarily.
Fight! To the death? Must be fate!
Gotta say,
think on your feet!
Now that plate is a bit I'm appreciating the combat. Could also be thanks to playing it in single player, you can kind of feel it. Just because you know the enemies will always be focused on
I guess everyone's luck runs out eventually.
My bags are filled.
Ooh, bone axes. Oh wait, bone. No, I have that already. I forget.
There is no space in my inventory.
I should take some blood incenses with me. Oh, actually, I have like 500 of them.
There is no space in my inventory.
I think I can be happy with this and just head out. Let's actually see. Well, what do we get for that? Ooh, leather working. That's very nice. And the bag. Oh, very far away. Oh yeah, they're all very far away. I'll just track him and take care of him.
My bags are filled.
Alright. We have a home to build. And I also have, like, enough copper as it stands. I don't need to grab every little bit of it. Now, a very important thing to get is the devourer. Just because it lets me recycle gear I no longer need. Like this bone sword, and this bone spear. Just turns it back into basic ingredients. This all is a hello there, Snowy. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day.
I cannot build here.
Now, even more copper. And we'll just grab all the stone. Oh, I keep forgetting how much that requires. However, we can use the stone dust with copper to make some more grinders. Delightfully devilish, if I may say. There we go. Actually, you don't want to make that many. Good. This thing is sort of just going to be working forever. We need to get as much stone as humanly possible. So everything we don't immediately need, we can just put away for now. We will have better organized storage soon. Oh, and we should probably get better thingy. What's the word? A better hammer. Yeah. Now this is also neat. if we just improve the whetstone production a little more, we'll get a nice upgraded weapon. Alright, let's resume the stone production. Is it production that we just question for the ages? I do actually find the resource loops to be perhaps the most enjoyable part of the game. There's something about just making the materials. You can't just try to do it. It's a spooder. I must destroy it. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm gonna do that. Defeated. Some leather and just rocks. We love a good rock around here. Very important. So, anybody anybody seen the Strive trailer last week? Oh, no, it's this week. It's still Sunday. I'm struggling to sleep because I am so hyped to be playing this when she comes out. I'll probably be a bit more active in the scene again, or, you know, for the first time, wink wink. It's gonna be a really fun one. That beat kinda goes crazy. I love the boom, boom, boom. Though it ending on like a doom doom instead of a doom 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 is like, that's criminal. That like that. That's just, that kills the rhythm. That's unforgivable. I have to send a strongly worded letter to the creators. Oh, I wanted to eat you, so. Apologies. Oh no, it's sunlight time. Lisa. Alright, we've done it. We are 82. What that means is a mystery, but it's important. Okay, how many whetstones do we have? We need like one more, I think. To make another grind. Oh yeah, I can make one. Let's go. Alright, sir, do not disappoint me. So we have 5 walls for now, but we need like many. We do have a longbow, which is better than the woodland boy. I wonder if I have some amethyst. I have exactly the amethyst, that's good. Meaning all we're lacking is whetstone, and then we'll have a first blue tier weapon. Were these always here? I can't remember these trees being here. I wish they had my sound tool, I would be playing the Among Us sound right now. Trees are all out. Contain animals. The hairs are intact. Definitely insects. Only rats are allowed. Rats only. Goodness, the sound doesn't make this so nice. It's not sus. It's... well, I guess it is, but... you gotta understand. This is a serious issue. This is as if not, you know, more important than the formation of Italy. Which was a very big deal at the time. I do think I want to kill Clive after this. Next night. Because I haven't actually gotten into that yet, but magic. Oh wait, I already have everything. Oops, I already have all the chaos magic I need. I only have one unholy though. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, we do have Brave Sphere though, so we'll be using that. Yeah, and we can also get blood range, which is perfect. So we kind of already have everything I need for the foreseeable future. Oh, we will bone need us. Because we need like 11 for the new bone. Okay. Ah, no, nice, we have an AoE. That's neat. But alright, Clive, your time is now. Let's go. Just in time. Oh yeah, but there's something that let me think. How do I do this? Actually, I'm not gonna deal with this. So there's something that's been grinding my gears. So I was camping yesterday at ENVTUBER, and I was just going through my phone to find something to like fall asleep to. And I found the nice fellow, the good old Joseph of the Anderson, him playing Hitman, and I was like, Hitman, you know, that's a game. That's an interesting game. I'd like to try that. And so I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, damn, this looks really fun. This looks enjoyable. So yeah, the Mama hits, but. This is not the way, I don't think. No, it isn't. Oops. My bad. So I was like, you know what? This looks like a fun game. This looks like a game that I can stream and have a good time with. So I go on Steam, and I'm like, very confused. Because I don't get it. There were so many versions and chapters and optional / non-optional DLC of like free games all in like diverse bundles that make no sense. With half of the reviews being like incomprehensible sales recommendations. And then I look at it, and even the base game is still like $70, and the game's been out for like what, like 4 years or something. And I'm just like, you can't be doing that. Right? Who do you think you are? You're not Call of Duty. You're not Elden Ring. I think even Elden Ring isn't $60 anymore. And if it is, then I mean, okay, fine. So, I mean, I get the scum part, right? But, like, at least just give me a comprehensive, like, €120 bundle thing and to make it pretend to have value so that I can buy your stupid game and play it. I don't want to have to divine my purchases. I think that's kind of cringe. So yeah, that was it. I'll stop being scary now. Well, that's just Nintendo. Nintendo is trash. Like, they've made maybe like 5 good games. But they all happened when people were young, I'm not sure that was a good idea, pal, buddy boys. You kind of all died and I didn't have to do anything.
My blood. Restore my body.
No, I'm almost out. I'm almost out of USB. Yeah, I think that checks out. Oh, that's explosives. I do love Pikmin. Wait, didn't they make Pikmin 4? Is that one good, or is it bad? So they made like 6 games. That's, I guess, a bit more manageable. That's a little bit. Got down. Oh, you did say Pikmin 4. I'm bad. My bad. Okay, we gotta... where am I? Oh, I got a Waygate right back. The heck I have. Actually, wait, where's Awakening on there? Awakening was good. I liked Awakening. Mainly because it was easy. And it did have Quadra, so Quadra alone is like a good game, I think. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't need that. Not for Fire Emblem, at least. Yeah, absolutely. Though I can't, like, hear Morgan without thinking about FGO and getting sad that I spent, like, a high amount of quartz for NP2 Morgan, and I did not obtain her. And then I did the same thing for Ark, and I also failed that. Which leads me to not have any NP2 servants. Well, yeah, the gacha era is mercifully done. I only wail on getting fan art now.
My blood, restore my body.
I commissioned a lot of illicit material these past few months. Okay, I kinda don't wanna fight Clive yet. Mainly because I still move.
I've got a burning desire to wreak some havoc!
This dude doesn't know, but I raided a lot.
Material is too strong.
Fight really makes me wonder if they intend you to always fight the boss with all the mobs around. Because on their own, they're like really simple. Or maybe it's just because this is not
I feel stronger.
Oh, thank you. Let's go. Man. It is really unfortunate, to me at least, that Wraith Spear is Phantasm Magic. Because my goodness, it is so
I must make
good.
room if I want to carry that.
Like,
My
the
bags are
combination of having a dash on the
I must make
projectile
room if I want to carry
is
that.
so powerful.
My bags are
Given that
filled.
mobility kind of is the most important thing, I would say at least. Okay, let's head home. Oh, it's already daytime. Oops. Oops. We gotta head home. I'm almost running out of drink. That's a problem. Oh, we're also actually like almost 40 minutes in. How did that happen? That's really fast.
There is no space in my inventory.
All right, let's go. We're very fun, yes. Oh dear, wait. I think that's the man. Oh no, it's just an undead assassin. Okay, whatever. I thought it was Tristan, but Tristan wields a great sword. Honestly, I'm such a sword gamer that I think the weapon that would work well for my sensibilities is probably a great sword, by just having a ton of mobility, fast attack spells with me. Okay, we're almost done. And then I will probably quickly go to the bathroom and get some drinking. Part of the V Rising always reminds me of the very early idle games. You know, like 2013, 2014, when they weren't sure yet how to properly monetize everything, so sometimes the games were actually fun. And I'm reminded of just, you know, getting to set out some orders for things to be done and then going. And being able to come back after a while and things would be improved. I always found that was like really fun and engaging to me. But alrighty, I swear to God these trees weren't here before. Okay, that's spooky. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'll see you in a second. I'm back. I'm back, chat. I hope you weren't too lost without me. But we obtained drink. We obtained drink and we can continue. Though perhaps most importantly, we can finally start building the castle. Small for now, but
And a
it is
cheap,
a home.
there is no space in my inventory.
Wonderful. A small step for me. A large step for development. Very good, we got a few more things. Oh wait, that's a lot of wood. Where did that wood come from? Well, we can put it in the saw. Okay, what's the next one? We could take the fisherman, but... Fisherman... Nibbles. Well, I can't do nibbles yet. And Nicholas is a problem. Well, we can try. Why not? I think he's in the cemetery. Nicholas could be a problem with just a copper sword, but I don't have the upgrade yet. I think I can take him. I think I can take him. Okay, maybe I can't, but...
Sanguine regeneration.
I don't think that's actually gonna... Oh wait, no, he is actually 35. I don't think I can do this yet. I do need to get some better gear at least before I try that. Oh, we also need to increase our ring. I forgot that it's this bad. No spell point? Oh, chaos spell point, that's neat. Ew, this is gonna require... Okay, okay. Morning lilies. Do we have those yet? We do, we do. Grave dust, though. Oh, that's some bones. Well, that is kind of fine, but... I mean, first things to...
My blood reserves run. I must make room if I want to carry that.
The rat can go. You know, Chad, I think I know what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight. I do have to, you know, eat the veggies because they're the veggies, but I do think I still have some pretzels in my budget for today, so we're gonna have some nice warm pretzels. That's gonna be good. But yeah, stream is gonna be a tiny bit shorter today than normal because I also still have to do some homework, in fact. And I want to do that before it gets like too late. So we'll probably cut it like half an hour shorter than last time.
My bags are filled. Oh, I mean, I don't mind it. It's pretty fun, but, you know, it is work that needs to be done. Okay, let's think about this. One second. There we go. Oh, we don't have space. Okay, there we go. Now... Ooh, this needs planks. Wait, we have planks. Okay, workshop. That doesn't look as prestigious. Oh no, it should look nice. This will not work. I must make room if I want to carry that.
There we go. Alrighty, now I just need a bit more foundation like this. And there we go, we have a nice little
My bags are filled.
workshop place. Where all of this is gonna work a lot faster. You want tailor's floor. Does anybody else want workshop though? I think you want workshop, don't you? Yes, perfect. Let's bring in the grinders. Grind one. And grind a 2. There we go. Faster work time, less resources. Perfect. We love that. Now you people, you want forge flooring, so it's not as important yet.
There is no space in my inventory.
Oh, and I should probably make the... Oh, you don't make it here. Who would have guessed the leather working station needs leather? Absolutely uncalled for, but what can you do?
I require more resources to make that.
Ew. Let's save.
I must make room if I want to carry that.
The origins of IKEA. True. Alright. We're gonna be more powerful now, finally. For we have the materials for a better longbow. It's no sword, sadly, but it is a weapon. And if we could make thread, which maybe we can. Not yet, I don't think. Which one of you is Fred? You are gardening. You are rugging. You make just paper. Nibbles? No, Nibbles just turns me into a ray. Oh, there. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But we'll make do. We can just grab it from the trapping camp next night. For now, we can just attain more wood. Oh, I do have some more news that, I'll share more concrete stuff on Blue Sky later, when I actually get it. But we are in the process of obtaining a full-on, detailed Life 2D model for myself. So for that purpose, I've first been working a bit on making not a redesign, but more costume change. Because this is just a comfy look for the comfy gaming. But I just feel that I would also like to be a bit more professional looking.
I must feed.
Oh. Now we're fine again. A more professional look for which I have commissioned an artist to make myself something very, very interesting. And I will be getting a draft of it soon. So whenever I'm able to show off anything more concrete, we'll be doing that, and I hope you are looking forward to it.
There is no space in your inventory.
No space, they say. Oh wait, I can make space. I have sawmills. There we go. It really is a never-ending battle against vegetation. Ooh, that looks nice. Phew.
This will not work.
Very nice. We're slowly working on things. One at a time. Alright, it is nighttime, so we'll be paying the Trappist a visit. Hopefully they have a lot of coarse thread I can use. Well, that's a spooky fella. With amazing blood, let's go. Love seeing that.
bags are filled.
A little bit of coarse thread already. Let's go. We do need a lot of this, but... Oh, this isn't even the camp yet. Okay.
My bags are filled.
Alrighty, let's go. Oh, sulfur. Okay, we do gotta get that.
Taking me on, huh? That's a gamble.
Huh? ENVTUBER? Oh. Oh, hi, Lydia. You have fun. I don't really care. Paper is also very, very useful. Up to 7 course threads.
I must make room if I want to carry them. There is no space in my inventory.
And leather's always good to see as well.
My bags are filled.
As is cloth. Yeah, we don't need the rat. We really don't need the rat, chat.
Trespassers.
Ugh,
No
really?
mercy.
Fine. If you insist. Very, very unwise of her. Oh, just you wait until you see the civilians.
I must make room.
Those people are crazy. The civilians do have an urge for death that I don't understand. Oh, it's a bear. Hi. Goodbye. Okay, we're up to 9 course thread. 10 course thread.
Oh, that's interesting. Though still, like, I don't know. I think the sword plus
There is no space in my
Wraith
inventory.
abilities are just kind of the coolest.
My bags are filled.
Oh, we're already out of space for rugged hide. I really don't need one grave dust. I can already make that. Let's just hope there's some more coarse thread somewhere. For as it stands, this is not enough. Ooh. Barely people keep making me look stupid. Biome, as they say. $15. That's a lot better. Folks, you kind of forgot that, you know, the pen part of the pen. It's not much of a capturing organization if you just let him out. That's a bit silly. But well, they're bandits. They're meant to be a bit silly. Okay, let's head home. Though, no. First, let us go to the shop. Do you have what I need? No. Yep. Sir, this is a stool. I was browsing, sir. Thank you.
Check out the goods.
So vest would be nice. But the ring would also be neat. And it first resets too late. So I think I'm just gonna get the vest because I have nearly enough
Wanna trade?
to make the full set, and that'll just be my set for this this area. Yeah, thinking about it, who needs a water skin? Who needs water, chat? Who needs water when you have USB?
There is no space in my inventory. I must make room if I want to carry that.
It'll be fine. It will be fine. It will be fine. The music is very calming. It also kind of reminds me of like old WoW. I don't know why. Probably just nostalgia. And we have arrived back home. We can feed all the machines. Oh wait, we just need some ingots. Wait, we got that. Somewhere. Here. Nearly full set, let's go. Oh, that does look nice. Okay. Now we have a weapon, we got gear. Next night we can fight Nicholas. Oh, I'm needing planks, that's interesting. I've not been needing planks for a while. Much more civilized. Much more civilized. We love it. And we can even look outside. Or, you know, get some nice deco. Anything here we don't need. Oh, I guess we already had a good amount of coarse thread. My bad. Now, anything new we could use? You do almost have enough for some alchemy. Very homely. Oh, this takes a long time, okay. So. Ooh, that's nice. That's a lot of bonus damage. We're still grinding it up. Very good. It is a very neat weapon. It is very, very neat. Oh, that's... Wait, I have the thread, don't I? I think I have the thread. Oh, I do. We get to have a bigger inventory. Oh, now I'm lacking the lever. Oops. Here we go. Now we have the increased inventory. And we also needed something for the better ring, didn't we? Oh yeah, grave dust. We can stop doing that now. We have many bones. I think these are meant to be outside, not inside. Much better. Very ominous, I like it. Alright, let us head to Nicholas now. Short little adventure. We have a lot of good boosts. We have a very... I think it's better to have another projectile with this build. These skeletons really aren't the brightest. Yeah, this is pretty neat. Oh yeah, it's a very, very fun game. Hello there. Nice to meet you. Oh yeah. I figured it would be a bit more appropriate because having my little scrimblow is a bit of a work in progress. Oh yeah, I'm doing very well. I'm having a nice relaxing Sunday. And looking forward to having some nice food in a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot the birds also hate me. Oh. Got him. Oh yeah. It's David. He's in for tax evasion. He's a reminder of the Void, where I used to stream from before I got my overlay. Yep. I have a short about him actually. On my channel I have a little playlist called Shorts, where I upload very funny, silly little short form content, and he's from there.
An interruption.
Perhaps another time when I have a bit more funds in general. Right now I'm still saving up for having a proper full-on model and everything. Which is getting closer, honestly. Apologies for being a little distracted. I am being accosted by a rancid old man who doesn't understand that I don't care about what he was doing in 1978. Okay, 3. There we go. Yeah, it's a very fun mix because during the boss fights there is of course a need to concentrate, but then a lot of between and before the bosses is a lot of chill gathering and building and stuff where I can mainly focus on chat, which is what I'm about to do now. Yeah, thank you. I did fight this guy before. This is my I suppose 0.75 playthrough. I got about halfway through the game when I decided to become a streamer, and I was like, okay, I gotta wait, and I gotta play this on stream because it's so much of a fun time. And it's also in sort of a lull period where the big hype of it leaving early access and everything is kind of faded already. So I thought giving it a bit of publicity would be great. Oh, yes, it actually is multiplayer. So mass multiplayer even, if you consider like 40 people a lot, which I do. You can play it on like a dedicated server or just with like general hosting. In like semi-competitive. Isn't it 40? Or is it a bit less? I know that you can have at least like 10 or more people. There's a lot of people who do host like bigger servers and stuff. I don't have the social skills to do that yet, but it is definitely possible. You can also sort of like split up in the way that there's also PvP, a bit Rust inspired, you could say. And especially the very late game bosses, they really become sort of like pseudo MMO like, with much more going on and phases and everything. But a very big, and also my favorite part of the game, so much same. The most I have been reminded playing this game, legitimately, is Classic WoW. Because of the feeling of just being a part of, like, a large world, and the way how the camps are oriented around the map, really feeling like enemy zones that you sort of, like, slowly work your way through, with, like, a smaller boss in between. Yeah, she is, baby. I've been looking for, like, goodness, how many years has it been now? Yeah, Final Fantasy, yes. One of the video games of all time. Quite the game. I'm not a big fan, I have to admit. Okay. We need to get some plant fiber. Yeah, they're pretty on their way out, you could say. So, as somebody who has played Final Fantasy XIV for, I think I approached the 3.6 thousand hours mark, or something along those lines. It's something that you really have to like in all of its eccentricities. And you also need to really like Second Life. If you don't like one or the other, you are going to have a bad time. And additionally, I would say that Final Fantasy XIV is like completely tethered and badly entwined with the way that it does its gameplay. See, the problem with Final Fantasy is that it also wants to be a single-player JRPG, meaning it also demands like 600 hours of single-player campaign, which is mainly just looking at cutscenes and watching other characters talk, which is really not my thing. Before you even get to go to the end game, where you get to do, you know, the normal MMO endgame stuff. And the problem with the normal MMO endgame stuff is that they have decided that every single fight that they will ever do will take place in a sphere, like a circle, and there will be one boss in the middle, and that boss will do mechanics, and the mechanics will always be at the same time with minor variants, and every mechanic that you do wrong is either an instant kill or a raid wipe, depending on how the developers are feeling at that moment. Requiring you to have a near, like, no mess-up policy. And the very worst part, at least for me, is that gear is meaningless as anything other than cosmetics, essentially, because you can at most shave off maybe like 2 minutes or so from a fight out of like an 8 to 10 minute fight, and you cannot skip mechanics unless, you know, it's the end, and usually at the end it's just them doing like really boring raid wipe damage spells or something before they do their enrage. And it has not, for the last like 3 expansions, gone away from that exact formula, and it's really gotten stale to me. Because the only way that they figured, oh, we're gonna change this up, is we're gonna add a new difficulty, and now the fights are gonna be 25 minutes long. And there's gonna be even more stupid mechanics you need to always perfectly handle with 8 people, or otherwise you wipe. And then you go back to the beginning of your 25-minute fight. Like, I'm not a fan. I did that once. I'm never doing that again. Yeah. It's either just, you know, you're streaming your raid progression, and the most interesting part of that is just, you know, chatting with your folks, or just hanging around. And the problem is that those 3 things are exactly all you can do in the game. It's literally it. Because crafting on its own is literally just, oh, this is how you make money for cosmetics, so you can hang out with your friends. And there's dailies, which is just for leveling, or again, getting cosmetics so you can hang out with your friends. And the dailies aren't even that fun, because they're like the most basic, like, Burning Crusade had more interesting dailies. Oh yes, I mean, the cosmetics look really good, right? Like, the cosmetics are great. You can make some beautiful characters. The problem is that the only thing you can then do is go on, like, an in-game pub crawl across player housing, because for some reason we just want to, like, we as a culture decided that the pinnacle of social interaction is a nightclub. I guess you can play Mahjong. If you really want to, you could play Mahjong. But I'm not a big fan. Goodness. Oh, that's the funny part. Oh goodness, you don't even know. So, oh god. This happened, like, it is the funniest stuff. It's the funniest stuff. I don't know how it is anymore, right? Because I haven't really played for like 1 to 2 years now. At least not like big played. But what happened was that during the pandemic, people just thought like, hey, what if we take our player housing, right? Because there is player housing. And we build with furniture, like a stage and a dance floor and stuff. And we then invite a real-life DJ onto like a Twitch stream, and they do like DJ stuff. And you get to like hang out with random people and do things and like RP and stuff. And that is like, or at least was, well, I guess you need to be in like certain circles, or I don't know, certain areas. It was really neat at the start, but honestly, I don't know how it is anymore. I just know that it was quite the experience, because I did go there like a few times, because I was just bored. And honestly, I was just even more bored, because if you're not tuned into the stream and you're not going there with like friends, and you're an introvert like me, you're kind of just sitting somewhere, looking around at people, judging their dress, and just being like, girl, you have no riz, you have no fash, go home and change. So, exactly. See, I think that the biggest sort of change that really made MMO struggle is the fact that MMO's main draw was a social aspect, which was conditioned and created by a need for social interaction, simply because sort of online communication was still so primitive. Like what can you do to meet somebody online? You can like go to MySpace, I guess, or argue with somebody on a forum about the ending of school days. That's sort of like your limit. And at best, your social circle then, when you do meet people through the MMO, is you sit on TeamSpeak together, right? You sit on TeamSpeak, or you have a Skype group if you really want to be like that. And nowadays, that is no longer necessary. And games that require team play, because there still exist, there still are team-based games, but all of the connection making and the organization, as well as the communication, all runs through third-party programs. You meet somebody on Discord, that's where you have your group, that's where you voice chat, that's where you talk about everything. You don't actually talk in-game unless it's for like a meme. Which also means that while you're playing the game, you have no need for the people around you. That they're all like meaningless because you already have your friends. And in that condition, nobody cares anymore. Which also leads developers to be like, well, why are we going to bother trying to make social features if everybody's just sitting on Discord anyways? That too, you then have the issue of, I think people aren't able to make good grinds anymore, thanks to cosmetic shops and microtransactions. Which is really prevalent in WoW. Where they have literally, like, they have been caught basically taking mounts that could have been really cool rewards for rep grinding, and they just put them on the freaking store. Yes, exactly. That's the problem. You can just circumvent getting cool stuff. And another thing that circumvents getting cool stuff is, I would say, maybe this is a bit conspiracy theory-ish, but I think having the classic realms for WoW really shows how it isn't even technically the game itself, but everything around the game. Where GDKP runs deciding and dictating everything in like the classic versions of like every WoW expansion is a result of online transactions being a thing you can do. Like back in the day, if you wanted to, say, get a boost through a raid, or you wanted to buy gold or something, you had to go on like the shadiest website you've ever seen and basically play Russian roulette with an AR-15 about whether you were going to get scammed. But nowadays, with like really robust online finance infrastructure, it is so easy and so safe to purchase these things, which means that people who don't care to actually do content but have money are able to simply get these things by spending their money. And if you look at the general demographics of these sort of players that we have still in these games, there's essentially just like two bigger sort of stereotypes, which is person with a job and little time, and no life person with no money but a lot of time. Yeah, so this is what I mean. This is not actually about the game. It's more about the secondary impacts. Because, like, if we're talking about, like, Wrath of the Lich King Classic, right? The people just get boosted through Icecrown Citadel. For, like, I don't know the rate of, like, how much money you have to fork over to get that. But that was not really a thing back in like 2009 when Icecrown came out. It's the same game, like in every mechanical sense of the word, but people, to use that plural, are different now because their tools are different. That's at least how I can feel it. And there's also, I would say, a diminishing return aspect to rewards in MMOs, where once your game has gone past a certain, like, literal age, right? How do you keep rewarding people with new things? Yes, so I think that is the same, like, I believe that is true, like, I'm with you. The thing is, it is technically just no longer true. Even if you look at, so Final Fantasy is sort of like very, very, very generous and like very respectful of your time. Where gearing is a thing you do almost passively by doing a few dailies. And I'm literally saying like 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And in like 3 or 4 weeks, you have everything you need to raid. And yes, they are also seasonal. At least the good ones. Because the rate at which players burn through content is also a thing. So, yes, that's very true. But you also have it where, I hate always going back to, like, really ancient WoW history for this, but Kael'thas Sunstrider took weeks, if not months, to bring down. Like, he was just not killed. And even already in Wrath of the Lich King, the race for like the world first kill was just a case of like 1 to 2 weeks. And even for the super, ultra, omega 25 to 30 minute long Final Fantasy raids now, those also die within like a week. And yes, that is absolutely it. people just burn through the content. Like, I played with a rather, not very hardcore group when I was raiding, and we were finished with the tier, and we still had like 3 to 4 months left until the next patch. And at that point, it's like, well, why am I going to be playing? I already did the raid. I can do, like, re-clears to get my theoretical best in slot, but what am I going to use that for when my gear gets elevated next patch anyways? And I already did the fight, and I don't really feel like doing the fight over and over again for no reason besides, you know, minimal improvements. Unless you really want the cosmetics, of course. Yes, that is also true, though I will also say that, you know, there are always new, like, people who get into games that are younger and have more time. But I just think that players are just so much better than they used to be. They are simply better, and a big part of why they are is because getting information is so easy. You can get a guide on every Yes, I do believe that. I absolutely believe that. Because the clear rates of, like, most raids in most MMOs that are still being played, so, like, Destiny, WoW, FF14, have just been increasing. More people are able to do more of the hardest content in the game over time. And that makes sense to me because the way that people improve is through resources, learning resources. Class guides, raid guides, mechanics, little, like, technical tricks, all of those things. That used to be something that one person would, like, kind of figure out, and they would maybe tell their raid group, and maybe through osmosis a few more people would figure that stuff out. I think that isn't... So, there is the case that, you know, we have just an absolute increase in users, because simply playing games is more and more popular. However, I think that there is still a qualitative increase. There are still, and because the thing is, people that don't want to read guides and that don't want to improve and that are just terrible at games have always existed since the beginning of games. It's why when in Wrath of the Lich King the Dungeon Finder was introduced, all the, like, very good people were, like, frustrated because they were doing the Dungeon Finder and people couldn't do anything. And they failed, like, the most simple boss fights, and everybody's like, where are all of these bad players coming from? And the fact isn't that they didn't come from anywhere, they were always there. You just never interacted with them. Because how would you? They were on some different server, but now there's this tool that just matchmakes you randomly, and you get to see how good the average player is. So I guess I do have to sort of qualitatively change my my statement to say that the people who are generally interested in improving and doing harder content are now better than that group of players like 5 years ago, even. And way better than 10 years ago. Simply because of the proliferation of online resources. Because another thing is we have guides that we can actually link people to, and there are so many of them, and they keep getting more and more detailed because we are getting better at writing guides. Ooh, wait, there's new ones. That's so cool. I still want this one, though. Yeah, I just think that, like, it is a thing that also leads to a seasonal model being better. Because we have sort of reached a ceiling of content difficulty. Yeah, absolutely those people do that. But I do also think that just the general people do burn through content faster than back in the day. Because those people would usually not even get very far to even finishing the content. But what you have is that the rate at which you would have to design content, and you know, it's more than just designing, it is playtesting it, balancing it, making sure it has good rewards, everything. It is simply not sustainable to create that much content while retaining quality. And because of that, most MMOs are seasonal now. Either they are seasonal, you know, implicitly, with just being like, oh, the next big patch arrives in this and this many months. Or, you know, WoW and Destiny have literal seasons. Where they're just saying, yeah, this is the season, this is the content in the season, it runs for this many months, and that's gonna be everything. And once you're done with the content, you can just stop playing. Because we are not able to provide you more content. So, you know, play something else. Which to me, I think that's a good thing. So I think that server costs are a bit overrated. I think it's more of a case that the sort of like down payment that you have to make for an MMO. Because if you think about it, like, the world of any given MMO at launch, you can actually see this in New World, when that was coming out. You have to make so many things. You have to make a full-on leveling system, you need to make a full-on class system, you need to make an entire world with things to do, you need to have at least some semblance of a story, some semblance of like a crafting system or whatever, some idea about PvP, dungeon content, everything. From the ground up. And that is so much work. And you also have to know already by now that 90% of what you're making is going to be trash. Because it's your first time doing this stuff. Like, no MMO has, like, launch content that is legitimately good more than 20% of it. I think I stand by that number. It's only in expansions, after you already have the entire baseline and you already know your design philosophy and you also know what your player base is and you know what you like and what they like and what they enjoy, that you're able to then iterate on the thing you've already built and you make it better. And so you're basically asking a studio to spend years essentially making waste and making bad content just so that you can then, in like another 4 years, make good content. And you're also asking players to slog through bad content with the promise that if this game is monetarily successful, in like 2 years we're gonna make it better. Like, that is just not a good thing. I honestly think that MMOs are a miracle that are mainly helped by just the landscape of video games when they became popular. Because even if you look at classic WoW... Oh god. Oh, Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk is like an entirely different thing, where the launch state of that game was criminal, like capital C criminal. But again, you know, with years and years of iteration and making things better, the game now is really good. I really want to stream Cyberpunk, because I think it's a very fun game. But it also took years to make, after it was already made. Like, I don't know how much money that game cost them, and if they've, like, recouped the losses yet. I think they have, but damn, that was, like, an experience. So, just making huge games is a giant gamble. Which is why you also see large games often just failing. Not even because they're necessarily bad, but because they were made... Actually, it's like Marvel movies. Marvel movies are actually a perfect analogy to this. If you think about it, Marvel movies need to make so absurdly much money to recoup their, like, giant-ass budgets that they have to be, like, super incredibly, like, basic and appealing to as wide a demographic as possible, because if you were not to do that, you would simply not be able to recoup your losses. Also, hello Miyuki. We're just having a very fun intellectual discussion about game design and monetary practices. It's very fun. Yes, that too. However, I would raise you, like, the early X-Men movies from, like, you know, the early 2000s. Which to me are still way better movies. But mainly because they, in their nature, had a much smaller budget and a much narrower audience. Those movies were made to, you know, be big movies, but they were not meant to be every person over the age of 14 is going to watch this movie in the cinemas around the world. And I think they also have started to sort of realize that this business model is simply no longer sustainable, which is why they're making all of these smaller scope movies and their smaller scope shows. Yes, exactly. You have to actually engage with the material, and you have to be very honest and very respectful of the material. And you can also just be more, like, I don't want to say edgy, but you get to be less mainstream. Because you don't care about, like, Jennifer and her husband, Bendroid, aged 35, who live in the suburbs. Like, the movie isn't made for them. It's made for, like, nerds. Endearing. Not nerds derogatory. And I think the same thing is just... that's video games now. Where... yeah, exactly. I think you also see it in video games now. Where you have... the success is stuff that is very, very narrow in scope, with a very clear vision and a very, very clear focus group. Oh yeah, that is another thing. They're just no longer capable of maintaining interest because they told their story. That's an entirely different thing I can also talk about if you'd like. I have a lot of thoughts about that. But to just finish my thing about like video games for a second, like this game, for example, this game is only for people who really enjoy like this very specific type of crafting and like pseudo third-person action RPG aspect. It has a super clear art style. It is very edgy. This isn't the thing that like most people are interested in, but there is a group of people for whom this is the best game made in a decade. I'm one of those people. I think this game is amazing. And because the game doesn't look like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 made in Unreal Engine 5 with every single ray tracing mechanic turned on, made by a studio with like 1,000 people, they don't need to make that much money to make a profit. And so that is the type of success that we see a lot more nowadays, I believe. I think obviously the biggest success, almost unlikely success we see with that is like Baldur's Gate 3, where that game is just made for people who love D&D and who love RPGs and nobody else. But because D&D specifically has become such a huge thing, it also was a financial success beyond anybody's comprehension. And also because it was just a really good game. Because again, it is a very small studio that has a very clear vision, a ton of experience. And again, they did have more money than they normally would because, like, Wizards. So I would challenge that, because I think that is what they think they can do, but they're no longer getting away with it as much. Because, like, how many big AAA games have released in the, like, last 2 to 3 years and shut down in that same amount of time? Like, I'm not saying that, you know, Fortnite, gacha games, and whatever the hell Call of Duty is now isn't insanely popular and insanely profitable, but it isn't a business that a lot of companies can engage in anymore because the market is crowded and there's only so many, like, mouth-breathing people. Oh yeah, but how many sports games are there? Like, there's FIFA, there's Madden, there's NBA, and, like, correct me if I'm wrong, they're all made by the same company. You know, there aren't 15 different soccer games. Well, there's one soccer game, and that's FIFA. Because it has a complete share of, like, the market of soccer bros. And so it is less a case of, like, game developers in general know this, and more there is a very specific market that a singular developer under a singular publisher is now able to exploit. And then other people try to get into those markets, and they fail tremendously. Like, what's a good example? Like, Concord is a good example, but also, like, anybody remember Heroes of the Storm? Remember when Blizzard was like, oh, we can make League of Legends? We'll just make League of Legends, and we'll make, like, billions and gazillions of dollars. And then the game was, like, not that. Exactly, you barely remember the game because it didn't manage to do the thing. Because it was all, like, you know... Yes, so yes, Heroes of the Storm is, like, a good MOBA and all of that. What I'm trying to more say is that you have these giant exploitative games, but there's a finite number of them, because there's only a finite number of people that you can exploit like that. And what we generally see is executives making the choice to try making those kind of games. Well, yes, because... So, that is true. But it's also true because Overwatch 1 was a legitimately really good game that people played because of the PvP. Exactly. But Overwatch 2 is being played because Overwatch 1 was a really popular game that was also very good at what it did, and Overwatch 2 is that same game with a bit more content. So I think it being popular despite everything makes a lot of sense. Doesn't mean that it's good, and, you know, doesn't mean that, you know... Well, it has seasons. Like, that's the thing. It is a very basic-ass, is it 5v5 now? I think it's 5v5, PvP shooter. You make, like, 2 or 3 skins every few months, and you make, like, a cool golden gun for the highest competitive rank. And the source, the SFM people are gonna, like, do the promotion for you. And that one... Yeah, it could have. Exactly. It could have just been a regular update. But they're still doing it because, you know, Overwatch 1 was so good. Wait, they're changing it? They're changing it back? Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I love that for them. I love that for them. There's nothing... Sorry, that's just really funny to me. You have one big gameplay change, and you're already reverting it because nobody liked it. That is so good. That is so good. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, you have to remember, right? If you go back, like all the way back to Overwatch 1 launching, that was a big deal. That game was a big deal. Yes, they did fumble the bag afterwards, and they definitely missed the chance of it becoming sort of like an eternal game, like League of Legends is. But it is still a game with a very sizable audience. And the other thing is, if you want to be a bit more, how you say, a bit more, why can't I word right now? I can't word right now. Cynical? If you want to be more cynical, like, what, if you like Overwatch, right? If you like the 6v6 competitive hero shooters thing, what are you gonna play that isn't Overwatch right now? Like, sure, Team Fortress 2 exists, but what else? I don't really know of any game within that genre that has similar popularity. Yeah, Paladins, exactly. I think that was the joke. I think that was the joke. Which is like, it shows that the game is doing something right. Because normally, if a game has a really good idea, terrible execution, then somebody else will make the game but better, and that game will become popular. We haven't had that with Overwatch, and I think a big part of it is almost just budget and nothing else. Just because, like, the actual, like, money on display... Yes, that too. Like, the core idea of Overwatch is good, but... Also, like, the character designs are peak. The maps look really good. And everything flows very well. The game is just really well made on, like, a technical level. And to compete in all of those things, you need a ton of time, you need a ton of very, very skilled people, and you need the material resources to pay all of those people. Which again means it's a money for problem. Which is why, again, I do believe that the... Wasn't Paladins the game that tried to get people to play the game by hyping up their Rule 34? Or was that a different one? I remember it was one of those hero shooters that did that. And... okay, so I have to preface this. I'm not somebody... They did that. They absolutely did that. There is a Seth video on it. There is a Seth video. And it's in, like, the first few seconds. But... to get back to Miyugi's question, I'm not somebody that really plays shooters, and even less so competitive shooters, and even less so hero shooters. So honestly, all I played was Bastion, gameplay-wise. In terms of design, though, I have to think about that for a second. I'll need to think about it. I need to put my thinking cap on. Here it is. My thinking cap. Oh god. Please, please. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Honestly, design-wise, I really like the Fox Girl. Which probably is just blatant pandering being okay as long as I'm the person being blatantly pandered to. But I would probably say that she is the coolest to me, design-wise. I never played her, so I don't know about gameplay. Gameplay would have to be Bastion, just because I love being a turret. But okay, to get back at the freaking foot fetish thing, like, when I saw that tweet, I was like, I couldn't believe it. So, I still think that was a psyop. I think they made up that post of, like, the concerned, like, wife or mother or whatever to, like, show off Tracer lewdly to get more people interested in the game. Because, you know, it's one thing to have, like, a very nice lewd pose in your video game. It's the other having that on, like, every single news outlet for a couple of weeks. I still think that was a psyop. Because nobody is that stupid. Not anymore. At least they don't make the news that way. I think that was a psyop. Oh, so the official Overwatch 2 Twitter account, in order to, like, promote their new, like, skin for one of the characters, was literally, like, the first 10 seconds of the video is just showing off the character's feet and the tweet starts off with like X character has grippers, question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation point, eyes emoji. That's the whole context, honestly. I just found that really, really funny. Like, when you have to appeal to the feet crowd, then you know that, like, that is the biggest in case of emergency break glass moment, in my opinion. Like, either you appeal to the feet people, or you appeal to the furries. That is, like, the biggest, like, if you just need the publicity right now, that's what you do. How many articles were made on that stupid freaking foot tweet, if there are any? I need to read those. Oh yeah, I mean, that, I forgive them. Like, that isn't, like, a big deal to me, because, I mean, it's like indies that are struggling to, like, get any sort of attention. And obviously you're gonna do that kind of stuff. And, like, that's fine. Especially if you want to make a brand out of being, like, the feet lady. That's cool. It's just really funny when a giant-ass company posts that in their official Twitter account. I just think that's really funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who it is. Was it Ember? Cinder? God, the names are so similar, but there's like the Dragon Lady VTuber that mainly does fighting game content, that just also does war content. So, when, like, I can't even remember her name, I just know her as, like, the Dragon Lady that does war content. So, you know, it is working. You gotta give him that. Yes, I mean, let's be honest. That is us for a lot of times, right? We remember things by what we found most exceptional. Like, if you can get somebody to remember your name, that is, like, a huge accomplishment. Like, people probably just know me as, like, the funny scrimblow that sits in the void with a cactus. Like, they don't know my name, and, like, that's normal. So, yeah, like, if people are just, oh, you don't know the cactus? Oh, yeah, you weren't here for the cactus. It's my actual first video. Yeah, the Cactus Saga. My very first video... Thank you. I've been doing this all my life. But, so, there is a... I think it was Timotainment who did the original. It's one of those, like, transcendental memes. The non-Euclidean memes. Which basically just goes, haha, mortal. You thought the void did not have a cactus, but this is the void, and clearly there is a cactus. And I mimed that for my first video to show off my model. And the joke then became that every single time I did a short, I would introduce a new PNG and I would just keep it on the canvas. So it got more and more crowded. And I was keeping that as, like, a running joke until I got this fancy new overlay. And I guess it's also why David is still up there. Just chilling. He still has 15 years to go on his tax evasion. Nasty fella. Nasty fella. Hey, Delta, could you post the playlists in the Twitch chat? Not Twitch chat, YouTube chat. Oh, wait, it turned on my voice? That's crazy. I know that the first few videos of mine were way too quiet because I didn't know... Well, no, I don't actually know how audio mixing works. I just hope that I'm audible.
I must make room if I want to carry that.
Not yet, but that is a good idea. And actually, I have been craving pizza. Wait, really? I was told that it was getting better with every video. That's weird. How does that work? Do PNGs have an effect on sound? I don't know. I really don't know. But essentially, well, apparently like my videos, which I honestly also have to do like more of. I just haven't had a lot of inspiration yet. I was thinking of like making a longer form one maybe, where I just sit down and I just talk, and I put like a spinning banana or something in the middle of the screen to keep people's attention. Like, just like a stock image of a rotating banana going like this, while I talk about the consequences of like Mongol rule in ancient Moscow or something. Yeah, rotate. I do wanna voice that meme too. I think it would be very funny. I just wanna figure out a proper like voice changing thing to give myself reverb and stuff to really sell the idea. Thank you, thank you. It's really funny. I was meaning to stop streaming like an hour ago. Okay, so you have to understand, right? I'm a history major. It's my one of my biggest like. It's one of my biggest passions in life. So I always have something to talk about when it comes to history. And because my brain also just likes to skip a beat, I can go from talking about a silly bouncing banana to like the consequences to the establishment of the Mongol Empire on like international trade and the spreading of disease in like 2 sentences. No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. I mean, that's what I plan to do. I have to say, I did not expect this to turn into a yapping stream. I do actually have a just chatting overlay. The problem is I have not yet gotten my Twitch over, not my, my chat overlay to work yet. So I can. There would just be consequences, but I also don't care about the consequences because I do this like as a hobby. So I could talk about it. It was just really... It is way more depressing than you could possibly imagine. It's like... I know someone who was... They were making their their bachelor's thesis on like camps in Yugoslavia, or rather, you know, in the post-Yugoslavian breakup, Third Balkan War, essentially. And the dude had to like go to therapy afterwards. Yeah, it is a very like. It is why I don't want to do just chatting, because I don't really have people yet. This is my first stream. So I kind of just pick games that I can mindlessly play, so I can also talk to chat if somebody shows up. And if they don't show up, then I'm just playing a game I like. Yeah, I could do a history stream lesson. I have been thinking about that. like making a sort of like unofficial online seminar where I go through some texts. Oh, that's lovely. I wouldn't mind that. This has been incredibly enjoyable. I really love being able to just yap about things that interest me. Oh, I froze. Am I still frozen? Chat? Can you see the USB? Okay, good. Okay. Gotta make sure that I'm still here. I'm pouring. So I think a lot of it is, I can stand very, very still, but, to get to Miyugi's question, there are a lot of factors. One is simply the documentation. We obviously, history is full of atrocities, but most of those we only know about either through inferring or because the people who did it, cough cough, the Romans, had no problem with doing those kind of things. So they just talked about it normally. So, you know, if you talk about like the 2/3 of the Gallic population that perished under Caesar and stuff, you really don't have much to go off except De Belli Gallico, which is I read that. It is really, really basic. And it is so far detached because of your lack of, like, very engaging primary sources. But if you get to, like, very modern things, you have, like, eyewitness accounts, not in the ones or twos, but in the hundreds to thousands. You have video documentation, you have pictures, you have videos in some cases for like really recent stuff. You have so much more that like engages the human part of your brain rather than just reading a retelling by somebody 100 years past the thing that they're talking about. You have records of people at the time who were there, and all of that happened like 2 generations ago or something. And all of that, like that immediacy, means it is simply more emotionally accessible to people, which is why they struggle more hearing about it. I have a seminar, a lecture this semester about the post-war time, and our first session was on the wartime, and there were a lot of people who were like really distraught because our professor was incredibly like specific and detailed in like detailing war crimes and everything. And we simply don't have that sort of like exact moment by moment recapitulation of events for like really ancient things. Like even for the guerrilla under Napoleon in Spain, which was an absolutely brutal and horrible time, we have like some stylized paintings and some diaries and stuff, but nobody even really knows about those diaries. So if they hear about it, they hear like, oh, there was massive insurrection and counter-insurrection that lasted like 2 decades. And out of that, you don't get a picture of like how it actually looked on the ground. So I think that is why people in general, when they mention more like recent atrocities, they have a lot more of like an emotional response to it. Sorry, that took so long. I just really thought I wanted to like fully describe that as best as I could. was I going to do? Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm always like open to questions of that kind of nature about like anything sort of historical or history adjacent. I am not knowledgeable about everything and every time period, of course, but I can say a little bit about most things and a lot about some things. No problem. I'm always open to that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is not something to be laughing about, but I did want to like do streaming because I wanted to yap to people about things I like and care about. So I have like a lot of potential and a big need to talk to people. I'm glad to hear that. Hmm? Oh, they're fighting down there, I guess. Oh, it has items in it. No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? There we go. Much better, much cleaner. I guess we can just get some more wood and logs. I suppose that is like... I mean, I struggle, like, empathizing with it because I simply am not like that. But I know that there are a lot of people for whom it is too much because, well, I am usually too much for people. Being a little, you know... No, being very neurodivergent does that to people. I.e. me. Oh yeah, it's one of the reasons I'm just using... I'm using the YouTube chat to look at things. And I just have OBS in like a smaller window because it makes it easier for me to focus on chat.
My blood reserves run low.
And there's also, of course, the benefit of a small chat like this. I have to keep at most track of like 2 to 3 people, which is a lot easier than if you're like even moderately bigger and you have like 10 people having 4 conversations at the same time. Paying attention to all of that is just like... I think that's impossible, at least to me. It's also why I don't really hang out in like other people's chats that much. Yes, absolutely. It is especially bad for me because I have a semi-narrow scope of things I'm interested in, and those things I know a lot about. However, everything else I know practically nothing about. And additionally, the harder it is for me to care. Not because I don't find it interesting, but because I simply don't have the capacity to also engage with that thing, because I'm already engaged in so many things on a very deep level. Yes, it is the really... It is the reason why I actually don't want to become super popular. Because I don't really want just a big amorphous mass of people. And that just would make me kind of sad, because I'm like, what's the point? Why am I here? Though then again, I am in the, like, rather odd spectrum where I personally don't watch streams practically at all. If anything, I watch mods. Just because watching a stream for me requires so much active attention. Because if I'm watching a stream, I want to engage with the streamer. That's like the point. But that means I have to actively watch something, and 99% of the time when I'm watching something, it's because I'm already doing something else on the side. Or rather primarily, and the video is a side thing.
I must feed.
Which is also why, you know... I also just rewatch the same video again and again and again. I have probably seen the Yesterworld Fast Pass video 25 times by now. Because it will randomly show back up on my YouTube feed. And I'll be like, yeah, that's gonna keep me company for another like 2.5 hours. That sounds good. And I just do that while I'm like drawing or playing something or writing. It can be difficult, definitely. That's interesting. I never get that. But that's also because I just tell YouTube to not show me anything drama related. Like, I'm just like, frick off. I don't care about this. Don't show me anything like this ever again. Thank you. And I guess because I've just been doing it... That's odd. Damn. I'm really sorry to hear that, because my goodness, those videos are so boring. Oh, good. Okay, yeah, okay. VTuber drama. We're back in high school. Yes, I hate that stuff. That stuff is awful. I can't be asked. I'm no longer part of the FGC because of that stuff. What a waste of time. I mean, that is what it functionally is. It is people just getting very upset over things that 90% of the time are simply not important. And anybody who actually has important things going on just cannot bring the energy up to care. Like, I ought to care about, like, getting a job. I don't care about who was having, like, a relationship with him. That is not in my interests, I'm sorry. Oh, absolutely. I have also completely ditched Twitter. I'm only on Blue Sky now. And my goodness, that site has been so pleasant to engage with. I mean, yeah, because the only people who like that stuff are people you don't want around you anyways. What the frick? Okay, who the frick is Riz? First of all.
My bags are filled.
Because that is maybe one of the dumbest things I've heard in a long, long time. Like, I'm really sorry. I can't even really talk about that because, like, the answer is just no.
There is no space in my inventory.
Like, there are many interesting things you can talk about in, like, connection with war crimes, but them being a thing is, like, not really up for discussion. And the whole, like, I mean, don't get me started on the winners write history, which is even dumber than anything else. Yeah, I'm honestly a little stunned by that, I'll be honest. Let me do some redecorating while I regain my composure. Yeah, it's a thing that people who don't actually know much like to say. And usually it's also a sort of right-wing dog whistle at the same time, which is great. The Venn diagram of those two things is usually a circle anyways. But no, the people who make history are historians. Which there is an entirely different part of, like, problematicness with that one can talk about. But no, it is not possible for a winner, quote-unquote, to shape the historic perception of everything. Unless you want to go, like, to really specific and extreme examples, where... Yes, it's for one, it's dismissive, and usually it also puts a, like... It tries to do some relativism, where it's like, oh yeah, it's all made up, you know? It's just a subjective thing, and when you say that, that means that you're saying that history is just a subjective, like, exchange of opinions, and whoever happened to come out on top just had like, a stronger opinion, which is very, very anti-intellectual. And it is empirically wrong, but, you know, that I can actually tell a whole lecture about, but the thing is that way better people who know much more than me already have, so I would basically just be paraphrasing whatever they were saying. Yeah, I like calling that frat bro history, because in my time, during my bachelor's, I met those kind of people, and they all looked the same. It was all, like, slightly balding or very long-haired dudes with slight weight problems and wearing heavy metal shirts. Every single time. It was crazy. To the point where I as much as see a band t-shirt in a history lecture hall, I get, like, secondhand embarrassment for what's to come. Crazy stuff. Pop history and its consequences, yada yada. I have not actually watched that video yet. I will get to it at some point when I'm really bored. So that is an interesting one. Oh, about what? The whole winners making history and rather than not doing that? Or... I wonder, can I post the links in my YouTube chat? I think I can. I can give you a really good example of it if you want. I can find the video.
There is no industry in...
No, this is not the right video. I'm sorry, I can't see chat right now because, I am trying to find the video. Wait. Wait, it's gone? Okay. I don't like that. I don't like the implications of that. That is very odd. The video is actually gone. All I can find is clips of it. Well, I suppose I can just share this. It isn't as much as I would like it. It is only a part of it, not the full version. But it does go into topic by taking the example of the American Civil War as a very predominant example where the losing side, in fact, was able to shape the narrative of what happened to a point where it's still relevant now. Yeah, it's a primer. It's an introduction. Oh yeah, there's absolutely like relevating history. That is also a tactic, of course. There is simply the fact that history is a humanity, meaning it is always susceptible to manipulation, not knowing or not, by the person that is writing the specific work. Goodness, I'm sorry for that. Didn't hit the mute button fast enough. But yeah, there's a lot of like problematic stuff. Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you. It is a little cold today, and I keep forgetting to drink. I try, okay? I try. I am not blessed with the female vocal cords. I have to make do with what I have. It's not easy, actually. I've been able to do it consistently for a while, but then I got out of training, basically. And now I can't sneeze cutely anymore. Oh, absolutely. It is something that you have to do sort of actively, but... yeah. If I had, like, focused on it, I would have been able to do it better, but I was just trying to mute myself for it. I am still working a lot on my voice, specifically in trying to make it so that at the end of the stream I don't feel like I'm dying. So if I sound differently every day, that's why. Because I'm just trying to find a different range that I can hold more comfortably. I'm a little tired, like in my vocal regions, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as the first time. But I'm also just not used to, you know, I think most people aren't used to talking with little breaks for, you know, oh, I've been at this for like almost 3 hours now, yeah. You know, 3 hours of straight talking with very few breaks, that's just like hard to do. Though I do have my USB I am drinking. Though I am not hydrating. Oh, I'm having a great time. This is a lovely stream. I'm not even really paying attention to what I'm doing in here. I'm just talking. I'm just gathering resources for later. Yo, that is actually it. This to me is like Minecraft, but less tedious because more things are pre-made.
There is no space in my inventory.
Which does remind me, I could just be doing some building while I'm talking. That doesn't require as much thought. Oh, we're always playing Minecraft. Oh, we have so many materials, chap. We can build a lot. So, I want this to be here for now. That's great to hear. I'm happy. Let's build some nice stairs. Okay, here we go. Yes, so I got this model sort of because money, right? It was a very economical alternative because I also wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy streaming as much. However, I am now slowly working towards, exactly soon TM, getting a proper, fully rigged Live 2D model. It's not for much longer. It should be, so the art for the character design, because I am doing a small redesign, that will be done. I'm really excited. I worked all of yesterday. I found about 20 different pictures for references. I annotated one of them extensively over the course of like 2 hours. And then I wrote a small novel to the artist describing everything that I want the character design to do and to look like. And then I sent it off. And they're going to be working on it until about mid to end of November. And then I can take that design and bring it to another artist who will then be giving me a full, like, ready for rigging art, and they will also be rigging it for me. And that will then again take 1 to 2 months, so end of December / start of January, I should be able to properly, fully debut with my full-on model. That is the plan right now. Oh yes, so the biggest thing for me about VTubing, honestly, is lore. I know I just look like a little scrimbler right now, but actually, wait, I can. Give me 1 second. I can throw up my model. Not my model, but my reference sheet. Give me a second. No, not a leak. It's just a thing, you know? New image. Okay, add. Where do we have it? Here we have it. It's a little large. And we probably have to crop that part out. But hey, this is me. Here we go. So, thank you, thank you. It has multiple inspirations. So, the main part is obviously being a demon girl, because I'm a demon. And the other part is I am... Oh, thank you. Thank you. My moniker is the Doll Demon, because, yeah, shout out to Ringo-chan. She was the person who helped me with this design. I also have the full thing on my Blue Sky. I'm going to be linking that at the end of the stream, and then you can see the full picture and the thing I can't show right now on the side here. So it is essentially full-on prosthetics for all the limbs. My arms and legs are prosthetic like this. And over that, we just have like a really cutesy, comfy hoodie, because this is meant to be my comfy design. Obviously reminiscent of Gura, because Gura is the best, and I am not ashamed to admit where I'm blatantly copying from. And we're keeping most of the design of like the character itself, but the big thing is going to be an entirely new outfit that is going to be a bit more not formal, but official and serious. That is the vibe that I'm going to be going for. Absolutely no shame, no. If you could see the things I've commissioned and haven't released to anybody yet. Anyways, we're not talking about that. We can't talk about that on YouTube. So yeah, this is I can also show the wait. I can show the expression sheet. That works. That is not too much. So this is also my expression sheet, which is meant to showcase me in my many emotional states. Well, this is not every. Okay, I'm brain rotting myself. I'm brain rotting myself. No. That is me talking out of pocket. That's not intentional. But thank you. Yes, I'm getting a little excited. I do go for the very obvious girl failure energy, because so actually I can talk about this a bit more openly, because you know who the frick is gonna see this after stream is over. But essentially my idea was originally to be like a super cool princess, but then I just remembered Monarch, and I know that like Scuff will live with me and things are going to go wrong and I'm gonna mess things up. And then I was like, what if I introduce that into my character design? And I just already made myself a little bit dorky. So when I do mess up with stuff, it's more like endearingly cute and easier to make content about. Hence why the failing little expression. That's my favorite out of these, honestly. But yeah, that's what I got, and what I can show off for now. This is all on my Blue Sky. As for the new stuff, you know, once the character design process is finished and I'm allowed to, I will also be posting that on there, along with my pin. As I do already have not to super brag, but I do have a few people who have been saying they do want to do a bit of fan art and stuff, so. I have actually not watched Black Lagoon, I will be honest. I have not watched that, so I cannot really say right now. I just went for like a little bit bratty, but you know, not childish, I guess. Because, you know, I am childish, but I'm also 26, so I can't really pass off that easily anymore. Sadly. Oh god. The passage of time is cruel and unusual. What do we need? Oh, we need a lot of that. So now we have a nice little over thingy. Which means all of this can be shaded without me needing to set anything up. Oh yeah, something, rule of the world. Yes, I did want to have, so I do love me some Eldritch Horrors, and I did want a bit of unsettling in my design, which is why, you know, I have this, and why it's also my profile picture on Blue Sky is this. Because I do like being a little, like, serious from time to time, and I do like the slightly creepy, cool look as well. I just wanted to strike a balance with it. Oh, this is all symmetrical, actually. Thank goodness. Usually I mess that up. Sucker for Love is a good game. I didn't play it myself, I just watched somebody play it. It was a good experience, though. Do I have monies? I don't have monies, that's a problem. Now this can stand here. Yeah, they did, I saw that. Very interesting. We have to be grateful for Doki Doki Literature Club and it popularizing the cutesy game that also is a horror game. Brought us so many good things. Not least of which is Doki Doki Literature Club, because it is really good. But, I mean, that is the most lukewarm take I could make. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it has mods? That's neat. That's really neat. Speaking of games that are very popular, but for some reason or another now are becoming a thing. I played Deltarune for the first time a few weeks ago. I can't even remember why I did that. Oh, that's amazing. I think I need that. I need to talk more to Monica. But yeah, Deltarune was neat, even though Chapter 2 can like experience something unpleasant. Yeah, I just meant more specifically, like, I started playing it. I was trying to make a conversation starter about it. Yo, we love small, quirky games creating huge artistic communities. We love that. Oh god, it has to be Night Charm. It would have to, like, either be Night Charm or a Magical Girl, because the color scheme that I chose was, and a big part of my lore is also meant to invoke Magical Girls, where I'm getting my power from this little fella, this little perverted piece of shit, His name is Alfie, and he's a demon god that I bought on Etsy. Okay, that part I just made up, but okay, yes, he is. He's a big pervert and very old-fashioned, and I usually have to like kick him a few times to keep him in line. He's a grumpy fella. Happens when you're like 7,000 years old or something, and you solve a depression. Well, less bad, and he's more like... Did you watch Soul Eater? Sanity? Okay, he's Excalibur if instead of being unbearably annoying, he was a pervert and also, like, grumpy. That's what Alfie is. Soul Eater was amazing. I can't, like... It not being a bigger deal than it is one of the greatest media injustices that I know of. Right after Drifters never getting a season 2. That's the biggest one. Absolutely. Yeah, not only, so this is the best thing. The manga is actually, like, unironically better. Just because it's longer and it gets to develop even more cool shit. Yes, the anime basically ends at, like, the halfway point of the manga. Like, there's another half to the entire story in the manga. And it introduces so many cool characters. And the ending is a lot more satisfying. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, I'm teaching people all sorts of things today, I guess. So, I know that's what people usually say. I'm not really... I'm not in that camp normally, just because I do believe that the... Yes, I would say it's something different, but I do find the experience of watching things generally more, like, emotionally impacting than just reading a manga. Which is very rich coming from me being a writer and everything, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I do also want to watch Fire Force. I haven't gotten to it because I am terrible at watching or reading media that isn't YouTube videos. Also, speaking of... Okay. I have to bring out my big opinion. I have to bring out my big opinion. Because we're talking about manga and anime. My Hero Academia is fucking peak. Not only is it peak, I also think it is almost unique in the fact that it had a good ending. I am a huge My Hero fan. I absolutely love that show. Now, granted, I am also one of the biggest Naruto fans of all time. And it took the ending of My Hero for it to become better than Naruto to me. On the virtue of, I can't keep defending a series that has such a terrible ending. I mean, yes, it's so good. Like, it is so good, and most importantly, it is so earnest in what it does that I can't not love it. Like, I honestly believe that a big part of why people don't like My Hero is because it's about superheroes. So that is the part that really doesn't make sense to me, Sanity, because the anime is shorter than most long-running shonen, and it honestly needs the space. Like, Attack on Titan gets memed on because they're just dragging out the series, like, sort of artificially, where it feels to me that My Hero is honestly doing the one thing that people always criticize anime for, which is, oh, they're leaving out so much stuff from the manga. Which is what they're not doing. They're adapting most of the stuff that's in the manga. It absolutely does. It is just a big story. It is a very big story that has a lot of characters going on, and just resolving all of that physically takes time. As well as my favorite shonen, it is My Hero. That is my favorite. The second is Naruto. I am more emotionally invested in most of the Naruto characters. But again, My Hero actually has an ending. And I can't not give it the top spot for that. Oh, I can only I'm not gonna spoil, obviously. I was going to actually, like, give a small essay about how much I love the ending. I'm not gonna do that now. But I will say, it is a good ending. Which, among shonen, is, like, the hardest thing ever. I haven't heard of that one yet, no. Again, I really struggle with watching things. I usually just watch, like, 1.5 shows for a few years. And then I watch a new show. Like, I want to watch Jujutsu Kaisen so badly. I haven't been able to for about 5 months now. I just can't bring myself to sit down and watch it. Not to mention, I just, yeah. Yeah, basically, like, how do you even watch it? To me, it's mainly, the time thing is mainly, I need to watch it and give it at least 80% of my attention. Meaning I can't watch it while I'm playing something or working on something. And that just means, like, I can't do it. Because, like, let me take Alfie out of the picture for a second. There we go. Yes, of course. Like, that is obviously the right answer, Miyugi. But again, that just takes time, finding the right sites and everything, you know? And I just have the personal issue where anything I am actively engaging in blends into my own creative work incredibly strongly. And I don't like that, because it means I rewrite and rework so much of what I do. And I just want to get my book out, you know? I usually watch things in between my creative projects. And I have not been able to be very productive in my creative projects recently, sadly. It's a hard time, you know? Doing like 4 creative hobbies is hard. What can you do? Yeah. This is the funny thing, I have books, plural. The problem for me is they are simply not good enough for me to ask for money for them. Which is why they're just available online. You can just read them. And I just keep working on writing new books to, you know, slowly and steadily improve until I write something that I feel is good enough that... Honestly, so this is a really funny thing. Reading is taking a big renaissance right now. And the book market and the book industry is also, like, booming, honestly. There's a huge upsurge in people that read. So that is not really the problem. It really is just a thing for me of like, I'm not good enough yet. I do post what I write. Yeah, absolutely, because, you know, it's easy. And you can do it at any time. You can usually just stop at any time. It's pretty easy to, like, just read a book. And don't even get me started on audiobooks. Those are even easier, you know? But yeah, I will actually be having to, I think in like 10 to 20 minutes, I'm going to end the stream. Partially because I do actually want to get some writing done today, and I still need to eat dinner. So, funny way how that, those topics intertwine.
My bags are filled.
Yeah, I did not expect this. I did not expect this at all. Oh, food. So I'm having... I honestly think I'm gonna go to the kebab store. I have that kind of a feeling right now. Where I'm just very hungry, and I don't have anything to do tomorrow. And honestly, I'm just feeling fruity, so I think I'm just gonna do that. Get a nice tasty kebab. Oh, I think I'm taking good care of myself. I'm taking a diet. Which I know it sounds a little weird, but like I can fit it into my caloric budget to eat a kebab today. But yeah, I'm taking care of myself. I'm aiming to stream 2 to 3 times a week. Depending on, you know, how everything else is going for me at the moment. And, yeah, I'm really just taking this as a hobby, as a thing I do because I want to, without any ideas about sort of, like, getting anywhere. So, yesn't. I did try to stream a few years ago, but it was just not in the budget time-wise for me at that time. Now that I have more time and energy, I wanted to try again. So I'm still pretty very, very new, as you can probably see by nothing here working besides my little overlay that isn't even interactive or anything. So yeah, I'm very new to this stuff. This is my first stream, yes. Do-do-do. Thank you, Adele. Adele is also a VTuber. I want to like cross-promote her a little bit. She's working on her first little video content too. So you can probably look forward in like a week or so for her stuff to come out. Yeah. Well, I'm going to. You can't stop me. It's fine. You'll get to it. Just down another, like, can of Monster and just, you know, do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Yeah. Yeah, she has. Since day one, which was, a week ago. Literally last Sunday. Where I played the same game. Well, okay, I could talk a little bit about my plans, and actually, because actually interested people are here. Oh, this is V Rising. I can just save and exit and put it to the title screen to give it a bit more, like, you know, publicity stuff. So for next week, it will probably just be 2 streams, because the way my schedule is, I can't do anything on Tuesdays. And I don't like doing things on Fridays, which usually just means that I can do stuff like Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday. The big thing for me next week is that on Thursday, Guilty Gear Strive is having its big 4th season release, and a character that I've been looking forward to playing for about 2 to 3 years. So I will be streaming that, you know, learning the character and taking her online and doing that kind of stuff. Which will be a lot of the stream on Thursday. And then I'm gonna have a chill stream on, you know, Saturday or Sunday, probably Sunday, where I'm either gonna be playing this more, or I'm gonna be playing some Victoria Free, and just have it be sort of like this format where I'm kinda playing along something and just chatting with people. And that's the plan for next week. Oh, shut up. It's not playable, May. May is playable. She's just a bit boring. But maybe this time she is not going to be boring. Who knows? I'll have to check the changes. I'll be very excitable, you could say. But yeah, those are my plans. I'm gonna quickly shill my blue sky on one end, and on the other, I'm gonna link my playlist of my little comedy shorts, because I am one of the few people who unironically think that they are very funny. I don't know what it says about me, but I genuinely do actually look up my own my own videos, and I laugh at them because I think they're funny. I don't know why, but that's me. So those are all my socials. That's where I'm gonna be posting when I'm going live, and what I'll be doing, and what I have for breakfast, and those kind of things. Thank you. But Joe Biden, I love Joe Biden. it really came to me because I was looking at Gura, and I was like, man, I want a weapon, but I can't have a trident. Wait, what's a trident with, like, 2 prongs? Wouldn't that be a bident? And then I started laughing, and then I recorded that thing. That's the story, that's the lore. So yeah, this is gonna be it for tonight. I do have to go and get my food before the shops close because I'm very hungry and the shops close soon. And I also want to get some writing done on my book. Yeah, Bident. So thank you very much, Sanity. Thank you, Mugi. Thank you, Snow Globe. Thank you, Delta. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you all for lurking. I'm really, really glad that you were here. You really made my night. And I hope that you have a pleasant night, a pleasant evening, a good sleep, and a good start into the next week. I'll see you all on Thursday. Bye-bye.